we're back. So let's go into what is the topic of the day?
Topic of the day, I'll get your mess, is censoring yourself. And unfortunately, I can't see anything on your screen, but
No, you cannot.
no. But yeah, so when I was thinking about censoring yourself, I was having a conversation. I always had these conversations with a lot of my fellow creators and stuff like that. And we were talking about how sometimes when you're an aspiring writer, right? When you're
Talk, I gotta fix something.
Yeah, when you're coming up in the game and you're trying to get your name out there, sometimes you write what people want to read versus what you really want to write about, and you start censoring yourself.
Right.
You're holding back, not writing what you really would. Maybe I shouldn't say that. That's not going to look right. That's not going to. And I guess this is more of a discussion between you and I.
Right.
Have you felt like you've ever had to censor yourself when writing or when creating characters?
Wow, was that your stomach? What was
No,
that?
I mean, that was a motorcycle. Oh my! Actually, it might have been though. I'm a little hungry. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But
No, I think there was a point in time where a lot of the noise was getting to me, especially when you're coming out in the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're trying to break into comics and you know you're not at the caliber of the seasoned professionals, right?
Right.
And you don't have a foundation to be able to walk in with any sense of credibility.
Yeah.
You know, so no one knows who the hell you are, because you don't have a history of published work.
Yeah.
You don't have a sponsor, someone saying I recommend this cat. So when I was introducing my craft, my product, there was a lot of critics, and you know I was one of those crazy mofos that I sent my product to be criticized.
Right. Yeah.
And you hear about whether your art style or whatever it is, and then it made you take a hard look at yourself and say, well, maybe I should work harder to look more like Jim Lee style, or this guy's style, or that guy's style, or maybe I should work harder to write more like Alan Moore, or you know, this guy or that guy. And you know, you get to that dark place, but then you wake up and he's like, you know what? Do or die, I'm gonna do it on my own merits. And you know, I learn as I go. I was not like I was ignorant and not a student of the game, but I believed in what I believed in, and that was my voice. You know, my style of art was an extension of me. My writing was my voice, and the life that I gave to the characters that I believed in and I created. So I was like, you know what? Hell or high water, I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. But there was a point where you start second guessing yourself, especially when you don't break the barriers.
Right. You know, and you know, it's crazy because we live in a country where we have freedoms and we have freedom of speech, and we can talk about and we can, you know, discuss whatever we want, and we can write about anything, and nobody's going to tell us anything. And we do it to ourselves, right? Like we censor ourselves because of fear, because of, okay, that's not going to be accepted. That's not going to be right. That's not. Right. And I think that we kind of have to step out of that and don't think that way and say, all right, let me write the story that I want to write. Now, you know, I guess I say that, but I also say, be mindful of what you write. You like, don't write things just to anger people. Right. You know what I mean? Like, if it's within, I'm creating a story that I want to tell, and I want to tell it, I'm all for that. What I kind of like, I'm like, damn, why are you doing that? Is when you're doing it just to get a reaction.
Yes.
You know, I know that'll sell, so I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to say that because I know that that's what's going to be. And to me, that's, do what you want to do, but for me, that's a turnoff for me. I think that at that point, it's not about censoring. It's just about be mindful. You know, be mindful of what you're writing about, and who you're. That's
not. Then you're like a troll, or you're like you're like a ambulance chaser. You know what I'm saying? You're looking for you're a trend chaser. So you really don't have any substance of your own. You're just a copycat. You're gonna go out there and say, "I'm gonna go and do it, do exactly what he's doing, but I'm gonna add a little twist so I have my flavor to it." You didn't create anything. You know what I mean? And I think so. It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Being different just to be different,
Yeah.
but there's no substance, or copying because you have no talent, and because you realize that you have shortcomings. But you know what? That's what's happening. You see it in podcasting, right? The biggest thing right now on YouTube.
I'm so crazy. You so crazy. Crazy. Who's the craziest? I'm so crazy. You so crazy.